I'm going to welcome to the Tuesday, March 16th, 2010 meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency. Mr. Kasakian, could you call the roll, please?
Agency members: Friedman.
Here.
Najarian. Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chairman Draymond.
Here. And let's hear your report, Mr. Kasakian.
Agenda for the March 16th, 2010 regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, March 11th, 2010 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you. And our next item?
Approval of minutes.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. The minutes stand approved as submitted. Our next item.
Next item is oral communication. Discussion is limited to items not part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. Members of the redevelopment agency may question or respond to a speaker. There will be no debate or decision, and the matter may be referred to staff through the executive director for investigation and report.
Okay. Thank you very much. We have two speakers. Our first speaker is MZVZ III, Esquire.
Good afternoon, agency, people of Glendale, staff, audience. All right, at least I do have a track record. Glendale has an expression called tribal memory. If you don't believe me, you can ask Zarian, you can ask Raggio about tribal memory. Now, I'm part of that tribal memory. There is one other in here who's part of that tribal memory in terms of Connect. Now, I've had a good track record so far in terms of what I said should be done in terms of redevelopment here in Glendale and when it wasn't done or however. And it's been a darn good one. Now, I can tell you, like when it comes to culture, well, you do have problems. One thing is you don't have somebody like from my alma mater, all right? And what's his name? Oh, Countrywide. What is his name again, all right? But you don't have his money. The other money that you don't have is the guy that owns Public Storage. All right? So remember, you don't have Mazzillo's money, you don't have the Public Storage money. So when it comes to when you want to do museums or whatever else, you have major problems. At the same time, when it comes for the population itself and its mix, plus your arts, population, demographics that's in here, in terms of trading, it's not really supportive, no matter what. So there's a lot that would have to be done. At the same time, it's not going to bring you all money. You can go to other areas and you can see that at the same time. It's not going to bring you the kind of money that you figure, or the kinds of people that you always want to, because you're going to have conflicts that are there. There's only so much that you can do anyway. It's going to take gobs of money, and you can't deal off of the government breast the way everybody else does, including Aspen. You can't do it. So I'm going to say you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and come out with something else. Now, I'll give you one of the ideas that I had talked about before, if you want to be smart. Got a lot of vacant buildings here. What do you do with them? Even with the office towers, whatever you want to call them. You turn them into what? You turn them into apartments, into penthouses. I had a penthouse address in New York City. None of you all did, all right? You turn them into mixed use. So when you have a problem, all of a sudden you can turn them into housing, you can turn them into offices, you can turn them into retail. See, that's the smart way of doing things. For a mix, that means you have to change your zoning more. So when the economy goes a certain way, you can take advantages very, very quickly. So what I'm saying to you is this. I've been ahead of the ball game for a long time, and I want you all to catch up with me and also to join me. Because when you do that, you're not going to have the kinds of problems that you systemically keep on having all the time with all the cycles. And I thank you kindly, and if you want to see me at times, you'll see me running around with petitions, all right, getting signatures in terms of state propositions that will also affect the operations of the city, like putting taxes on the ballot. You call them fees or charges. If it passes, you're going to have to start putting things on the ballot more so people can say yes or no. So, look, thank you very much for your time. The people of Glendale, thank you very much for your time. and may you have greater prosperity and success instead of what you've been having for many, many years. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Veazey, thank you so much. Our next speaker is Mike Moville.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Redevelopment Chairman. I won't quite be that blunt. First of all, Mike Moho, long-term resident of Glendale. I'd like to thank the Redevelopment Agency very much for the Pacific Pool that is being planned for this coming year. I also like to thank the foresight on the Target property over there on Broadway. I've written a letter in the Glendale News Press about that piece of property, and I think you'll be quite surprised at my conclusions. Okay? The next item I want to talk about is excitement for our entertainment section of town. In today's LA Times, Angel's Flight, a link to the past and the future. Daily News, same thing. It's the trolley. We must connect the redevelopment agency with the redevelopment area, which would include the Americana, Neon Art Museum, Maryland. What are we going to do to unify it all? Are we going to have a hodgepodge of different types of venues? I think the trolley is a wonderful idea. I'm bringing it up again tonight. Also, in the Daily News the other day, they're talking about from Dodger Stadium to the beach, new route, both landmark, every mile has runners energized. So here we're talking about a marathon race for the city of LA, and they're starting at Dodger Stadium, then they're going to go to the Miracle Mile, San Vicente Boulevard, Santa Monica Boulevard, and all the highlights to stress the important things they have in the city of Los Angeles. I think it would be wonderful if we did the same thing in the city of Glendale. We're trying to bring excitement to the city. Excitement brings people, people brings money, money brings revenue, and we need a lot of it. Thank you for your time and consideration. And again, I want to thank you very much for the swimming pool and for the soccer field, parkland on San Fernando Road. Although I was against it initially, I did some thinking about it, and I think you'll enjoy what I wrote about. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Mohill.
I'm going to leave these articles, Artie, for the...
All right, thank you. Mr. Kasakian, our next item is...
If there's any agency member or staff comments?
Hearing none,
Will we adjourn?
Second.
we have a motion to adjourn and a second. We are adjourned. Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll call to order the joint public meeting of the Glendale City Council, the Glendale Redevelopment